Hello my gorgeous people, it's Nisha. I am very happy today. The weather is beautiful. It's not that hot, but the week that we've had, honestly wouldn't believe it was end of May. It's been only like 6 degrees centigrade, so freezing. Today is quite nice. Anyway, today I wanted to do my full coverage foundation routine. And I mean, it is full coverage, so if you're not into that, you don't need to watch it. I love full coverage. To me, there is nothing better than my face looking really even, that I can't see any freckles, any blemishes. I know for most of you or some of you, you like to see a bit of skin. I don't. If I like to see my skin, I wouldn't use any makeup at all. But saying that, I don't do this routine every day. So, because it is quite a lot of products, and you know, this would be when I want to look particularly nice. I want my makeup to stay all night. I'm going out somewhere. So that would be my routine then. It's not something that I would do, you know, every single day. It takes too long. First of all, let me tell you which foundations I will use if I want full coverage, and I have 3 favorite ones, and I will start with least favorite, and this is the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24 Hours, and mine is in color 045. It is quite, there it is. Let me just spread it slightly. This one is my least favorite because it says it's oil free, but it doesn't stay oil free as long as my other ones. I find it quite thick and difficult to work with. If you're doing it with your fingers, you better be fast because it dries pretty quickly. That's what I find. So I always put it on with a brush, and I still use it sometimes, but I've had this one for ages. I've got just that much left. I don't think I will repurchase this one. My second favorite is MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and mine is in NC30. Let me squeeze that one. That one, it's a bit lighter than the Lancome and more on a yellow side. I like my foundations to have yellow in it. I look absolutely awful with pink foundation. Love MAC, staying power, great coverage, but the only thing, I think, it oxidizes a bit, which means after a while it changes color on your face. When it starts mixing with your face oils, it goes darker, but I still love it. And of course, my holy grail, full coverage, all day power foundation is Este Lauder Double Wear. You might see I've got pump on it. It's very filthy because it's very hard to keep them clean. The pump is MAC pump. They do fit on Este Lauder Double Wear, the MAC pump. You just have to snip tiny bit of the bottom because that bottom is a bit shorter. And this one is in 3W1 Tawny. And you all know, if you watch my channel, you know this is my holy grail foundation. And let me I will just show you how different all the colors are, and I can wear them all. So this one is the most similar to MAC. So this is your Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24 Hours in number 045. And as you can see, this one is quite neutral, I would say. It's not pink, it's not yellow, it's more of a neutral color. Then this is MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC30 and Este Lauder Double Wear in Tawny. So I will be using my Este Lauder. I sometimes mix them. You see, I think, you know, you sometimes find a great foundation, you love the formula and everything, but you can't find the right color for you. I don't think, it's very, very rare that you can find that perfect color for you. I usually mix my foundation. So with my Estee Lauder, I know initially it's a lot of money, but it will last you, you know, if you have 3 foundations, it will last you 3 times as long. So I have few of Estee Lauder and I mix them, depends if it's winter, if I've got self tan, if I've got natural tan, I have to mix the colors. So I don't think it is really possible to get that perfect color. If you can, then you're very lucky. I sometimes mix 2 different makes of foundations as well and get good color and good consistency. So you just need to experiment. Anyway, today I am going to be using my Estee Lauder, and I will, as a primer, I will use Rachel K Neutral, and I've just done a little video about it. Absolutely adore it as a primer. So that will even out your skin a bit, which means that then you don't have to use as much foundation to get that full coverage. And this one honestly does keep your oil at bay, you know, it really keeps your face shine free for ages. Okay, so that was my Rachel K. Now I am going to go under my eyes with concealer. I used to use just foundation to go all over, even under my eyes, but as I'm getting older, I'm getting the fine lines, and especially the full coverage foundations, because they tend to be a bit thicker and more pigmented, can settle in your lines. So you need something a bit lighter and not as thick under your eyes. But you also know that I've had problem with under eye concealers because I've been suffering with, or I have eye bags, and they are so much better since I've been using my cream that I've discovered, my eye cream. But still, remember I did the video that if you have bags, and by bags, because a lot of people mix it, they think bags is this, you know, dark circles. It's not dark circle. Bags is when you actually have that ring here and excess skin hanging down. If you have bags, don't use these brightening light concealers because they will just emphasize your bags. So I found this one, and I've talked about it before, the Maybelline, I don't even know what it's called now because the writing, Lumi Touch, that's it, I think. The writing has worn off. Lumi Touch concealer, and I've gone for the darkest one, which is 03 Sand Sable. And I just get a bit out, and I will just go right under my eye. Remember, if you have bags and you put anything that is very light and light reflecting and shiny, it will just emphasize your bags. You need to keep that area matte, baby. I think that eye is worse, but nothing like it used to be. I do go with foundation on my top lid though. Okay, so that's the concealer done. And now I will move on to foundation. And my favorite brush to use for my foundation is the Real Techniques buffing brush. And as you can see, it's dirty because I use it every day for my foundation, and I don't wash my brushes every day. Okay, so I'm taking my Estee Lauder. I'm gonna squeeze 1 full pump, and that might be enough. And I just go like this and start. Oh, I tell you, as soon as that goes on my face, I am so happy. As soon as I see all these blemishes, and under my eye I go up to about here. I don't go any higher. And this foundation doesn't really set in my lines. I don't know, it just stays put all day and it looks as good 10 hours later as it did when I first put it on. So you work your way from middle of your face and I might squeeze a bit more. I've used that pump, but I haven't done yet my forehead. The second pump probably would be too much. So I'll do my forehead, and then with whatever I've got left, I just go lightly over my eyelids. Go a bit down. Oh, love it. As soon as that goes on, I tell you, if I was allowed to just take one item, makeup item, that would be what I take. I'll be quite happy just to look like this. Right, so that was too much, that pump, so I'm not wasting anything. I'm going to take that out and I scrape it back into the bottom. Okay, now it is full coverage. Normally if I did this, I'd probably just do powder and go, but I want a good coverage, and I will also do a bit of bronzing. So now what I'm going to take is Este Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Wear Concealer, and mine is in light medium. This was a free sample that I got mascara on one, and I don't know, very odd concept, mascara and concealer on that one. This concealer, you should not put it under your eyes. I think it's far too thick. It is like the double wear, so, and this one would be far too light. So what I do with this one, I lighten up the triangle, the middle of my face, and maybe somewhere here, and it does give me extra coverage. So if you had any blemishes now to cover, do it then. You see, some people use concealer first, but I don't get that, because I think if you use concealer first and then you put foundation on it, you take the concealer off with the foundation and you brush. So I think you should do it afterwards. So anyway, I am going to see, I'm not going anywhere near my bags. I'm just, it's a bit like this highlighting and shading, you know. So I'm just you can go with the light right here, but don't go anywhere under your eye. So I'm going to do this little triangle, just patting it with my, you see that it's brighten up the middle, and I probably go here in like a triangle. I'm almost using it as a highlight, but also it conceals whatever I need concealing a bit more. I don't ever use setting powder. You know, like powder that you would just take powder brush and go all over. Proper, I mean, regular setting powder. I don't use that because I find that it gives you like a bit too powdery finish. I suppose you could spray yourself with Fix Plus and that would look a bit better. But I like to use mineral powder, which is another foundation, but I don't use it as foundation then. I use just a little, so it works as powder, because I find that with the mineral powder you get more of a luminous finish. Not shiny, but it's like multi-dimensional. It's not flat like powder can be, if you know what I mean. So if I was using just say my BB cream, and then my mineral powder. I would use quite a lot of powder because I would use it more as a foundation, but because I already have foundation on, I will use now my Laura Mercier in Classic Beige, just a dusting of it as a setting powder. So for that I am using my old Costco brush, and I don't know, I don't like it because it sheds, but whatever it is made of, that's good job with the mineral powder. So I am going to take a bit of that and I will just go all over my face. And with whatever left on my eyes, and that will be it. No more powder. Lovely, even canvas. So after that I will go on to my bronzer, contouring. You know me and contouring, I'm not doing that because I find now that the Laura Mercier Ritual does good job as sort of contour and blush and and everything in one. So I'm liking this brush a lot, but this is one of my eBay brushes that I bought, and I really like it, so I swirl brush in that, and I will go first here and go up. So I sort of get a contour, if you see. And then I go a bit up here in like a C shape. The way the lighting is in here, this side always looks darker in the camera, but it doesn't in a real life. And I go down my neck with it. And then just with a light, I go all over with whatever is left. Okay. And the last thing I would do, and this is, you know, what I'm doing now. It's almost summer, I fake tan, so that's what I probably wouldn't use bronzer in the winter. And then I'm going to use Elizabeth Arden Pure Finish Radiant Bronzing Powder, because that just gives sheen to your skin and radiance. So I just go any or how. Oh, I forgot to tell you this, what I've started doing as well. If you don't want so much powder and you want to bronze yourself a bit, let me show you. I'm actually going to show you this. I've got this Nars Laguna illuminator. So I've never really used it, but how I started using it, because it gives you a bit more bronzy luminosity. I squeeze tiny bit on my hand. I take one of these flat foundation brushes. I sort of go like this and start almost like patting it. So if you don't like the very powdery finish, especially because my full coverage is so powdery, you could use that, and that works fabulous, because I never knew what to do with this bronzer, and you can keep going just as you would with normal bronzer. And I think because it's a liquid, and with this brush you can get really good what's the word, you can blend it really well. So that is looking a bit more luminous, and it dries really well, so it's not going to go anywhere. So you could do that instead of Laura Mercier. or you could do both. I do the more the better. And the last thing I would do is use my Eshiko powder, which is apparently smallest in the world for flawless finish. It's the most finely milled translucent powder. It's a bit like I suppose like Makeup Forever HD finishing powder, but this one's supposed to be so finely milled and also doesn't give you the flashback, I think, on a camera. Doesn't give you that white cast, because I've heard from someone that the Makeup Forever HD powder can give you that white cast on a pictures, whereas this one apparently doesn't. I'm not a model, I don't have pictures taken of me professionally, so I wouldn't know, but that's what I've heard. So for this purpose I use the Real Techniques setting brush. So it's a little brush and I just take tiny bit. It's so fine, you can actually see the and I just go through my middle with it, because that's where I might get a bit shiny. And also this powder is fine enough to set your under eyes and not making it settle in your lines. And voila, that was my full coverage foundation routine. I hope you enjoyed that and you liked it, even if you don't like full coverage foundation. I will go now and video my eye request for makeup for hooded eyes by using just matte eyeshadow. So I will do that next. See you soon. Bye.